Rest in peach. Welcome back to Daily Driven Performance. Today we're actually going to do some work and not just talk about it. We're going to get that tire off there and get it plugged, well, replugged, since we threw the old plug out with the burnout. And then we're going to back her out and actually replace the tie rod ends on this thing, because it's the only thing I can think that's causing an actual shake. Look at those fenders, they look great. And those gold teeth. And then I finally got all of the stuff needed to replace this greasy old fuel tank that's cracked. Look at this, it's cracked right under there. You can see my JB weld attempt. It did not work. Still leaks real bad. So let's get that tire patched and get it out in the sun where it's warm, because it's actually cold now again. And then we got this fancy little Chinesium tire kit that I thought had patches. It does not, it just has plugs. And then possibly make our way over to Jenks, go see the boys at Mangy Mansion, and get some tires mounted up so we can actually roll around in style and not just have these greasy old Korean grays on there. Alright, let's get that tire patched and I'll check in later. Okay, now that I can hold the camera again, let me show you what I actually did. We got the plug in there. It was actually way easier than last time. This kit is actually pretty tricked for being Chinesium. We got a whole bunch of plugs in there. That tool, that little slide on there, makes all the difference. Those pliers ain't worth the fuck. That clean out's not worth the fuck. We got a little nice razor knife in there. We got a whole bunch of plugs, and there's actually a whole bunch of valve stem caps and Schrader valves and Schrader valve remover. And then we got this pump from Song Young Guy on there. That made it a whole lot easier as well. And that kit was like 19 bucks on Amazon. That's pretty hard to beat, especially since the one at O'Reilly's is worth like $7.50 and they want 15 bucks for it. Yeah, I think I'll go with this one all day. So now we got the plug in there. We're going to cut the excess off and put some air back in the tire, put it back on the truck, and then back it out and start working on the fuel tank. See you in just a second. And poof, just like that, we're back together again. And the tire's holding wind, no leaks, but you should see how many other stuff, nails and staples and stuff, is stuck in this tire. It is ridiculous. I can't believe none of the rest of them are leaking. I really wish these freaking mouth breathers would quit dropping stuff in the roads. It'd be real nice. I'm gonna be livid the first time I get one of these freaking white walls. Anyway, battery switch is on. Let's see if Bonnie's gonna be grumpy again. She does not like being on camera. I don't know why. Key in. 2 pump. I'm gonna give her a 2 pump if I can get the camera right. 2 pump. Choke. Yeah. Alright, we're choked a little bit. She doesn't like being choked all the way. She doesn't like a full choke. She likes a little bit of a half choke. We're running out of gas. So that's okay. We're about to fix that. I also got some spark plugs. Got some new auto lights we're going to put in there. Platinums. Yeah. There's the hubcaps. Those hubcaps are awesome. Turn my Pantera off before we get copyrighted. And we'll let her build some OP. She got OP. No temperature, all the voltage, and a little bit of fuel. And 200 miles to Chicago. Warm up a second. Close the door. It's cold as hell outside. I'm surprised it started that easy. This camera wants to focus on everything but what I want. I think you could definitely use some spark plugs. You could definitely use it fixed on that exhaust leak too. Look at that greasy old Dana 60 and that greasy old Dana for a Sterling 10.5. That's for Clyde. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about Clyde. Clyde's coming back soon. I have an engine rebuild kit for him that I need to desperately put in, or use. I just haven't, because I'm lazy. And I have a roulette wheel of projects that I go around buying and fixing on. And eventually that roulette wheel is going to run out of stuff if I could ever stop adding stuff to it. Little rat pink out there. It definitely kind of sounds like it's dragging a cylinder. We're going to check some spark plugs out and see what's up. Maybe throw some more Lucas in it. And we'll let her warm up just a little more. Drawing out, get her in the sunlight where it's warm. We had a false spring and now it's back to like 30 degrees outside. It sucks. Alright, get her on out here. I think I might just go ahead and replace some spark plugs first. Try to use as much fuel as I can, so we don't have to drain very much out when I replace the tank for double dual tanks. Alright. Got it backed out. Let's crank this hood open and replace some sparkulators. See y'all in just another second. Alright, we got the hood open. And you know what I just realized? I've never tested the train horn on this thing. I've had it for months now and I've never played with it. And I've always wanted something with a train horn on it. So you know what? Let's see. Do we have enough wind? No. We do not have enough wind in here. So I'm going to go put some more wind in this tank and then go hook it up to the train horn. And we're going to see if it works. Because the relay works, but I don't know if it actually works until we actually try it. Alright, we got wind in the tank. Tank's hooked up. The relay's back here. Now, let's just see. Oh, come on, Jimbo. Work with me. See, I believe it is this switch. Oh, no way. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. I forgot to turn the air on. I don't hear any leaks. Alright, air's on. Let's try this again. Switch. Oh yeah, it works. Hell yeah. Oh no, it's in the stick. We need to work on that switch. Alright. So, we're going to go buy an air compressor now for the truck. We're going to wire it in so we can use the fucking air horn. Because that's really cool. I'm glad it works. Alright, let's start working on some sparkulators. Get all sparkulators gathered up here. One of the boxes decided to fall apart. Now they're running all over the place. The train horn works. That's really cool. And of course, the wind always wants to mess with me. Every time I decide I want to make one of these lube tube videos, the wind decides to kick up and be a dick. Alright, I might just go ahead and put the camera down and replace these and come back again. It's not exactly how I wanted to film this video, but it's how it's happening. So, sparkulators are down there, they're real tight and everything. There's the train horn. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and replace those right quick, fast, and in a hurry, because it is still cold and the wind is blowing real hard. The wind is real fucking cold. Just a minute. Okay, I just pulled out number 1 spark plug. Focus. 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 Come on. It looks real bad. This piece of shit is not going to focus on me. Come on. There we go. That thing has been in there for who knows how long, and it is most definitely burning oil. That is rough. I don't think I've ever seen a spark plug that rough. This thing needed a spark plug so long ago. So, I'm going to get the rest of these changed, and we'll come back and show you the rest. Okay, we got the new spark plugs in, and check this out. They're all about the same. We can look here if I can get it in the camera right. Focus. Yeah, they're all real bad, and I was absolutely right. We were down a hole. We were down number 5, because it was not firing at all. The spark plug wire was on, it was not making a connection, and look at number 7. Holy Jesus. Focus on the spark plug. God dang, look at that. I don't think I've ever seen one that bad. I bet it runs way better now. I bet we actually have a full 280 horsepower. It's still not much. But, yeah, I done scratched up my fenders a little bit, if you can actually see it. But that's okay. That's rat rod life. So, spark plugs replaced. And it's really cold. It's getting colder by the minute, even though the sun's out. So, I think I might just save doing everything else for another day, yet again. And then, you know, yeah, I think I'll just save the rest of that for another day, because I'm really cold. That false spring snapping back to 30 degrees really sucks. But my daffodils are out. They're probably hating life too. So, let's get all this crap out of the way, fire Bonnie back up, and see how easily it starts, and see if it actually sounds better, and runs better, and all that good stuff. Yep. Trying not to drop this crap on the fenders. Where do I want to put these? I think I'll just throw them in the junk pile. Look at this. The freaking rats around here will just eat anything. Look at that. They ate right through that damn oil pan. Junk. Got junk everywhere. Alright, let's grab some keys. Power's still on. Wrench fell out of the pocket. We're already all the way back cold now. Yep, all the way back cold. So let's just see if it starts with no pump. And of course, this radio's going to turn back on. Whoa! I didn't have to pump it or pull the choke. It's not happy, but it's running. Let's give her just a little bit of choke. That little girl fired right up. Oh man, she really wanted spark plugs. Let the RPM climb just a little bit. Alright, there's about 750. Oh. It does sound way better. It's idling way smoother. I bet it makes a lot more power now too. Dang, it's getting cold out here. It's getting colder by the minute with the sun out. Man, that does sound way better. It needed spark plugs so bad. Making all kinds of voltage too. That battery must be low. It rocks the truck over way harder now. It's making a lot more power. Well, maybe not a lot more power, but it's definitely making more power. Alright. Well, nothing left but the crying. I think what we'll do is wait till this afternoon for it to warm up a little bit, if it warms up a little bit. The wind is blowing out of the north, and it is so cold. My hands are just frozen solid. And yeah, here I am crying about, 30-degree positive. And I know there's motherfuckers out there that do all sorts of work in negative 30-degree weather and don't bitch about it at all. But I'm not them. I hate the cold. I don't live up north for a reason. Yeah, I think I'll put the hood back down, put Bonnie back to bed, and we'll do the fuel tanks and the tie rod ends some other time. I'm freaking freezing. Well, I guess if you made it this far, go ahead and tell me what you like, what you don't like, and come on back now.